The question brought to the text is YHWH, what is your message for me today? The lead verse drawn for this inquiry is verse number 19163. There break he the arrows of the bow, the shield, and the sword, and the battle. In these words, YHWH is presented as the active breaker of every instrument of warfare. The arrows that fly in conflict, the shield that is raised for protection, the sword that is lifted to strike, and the battle itself, as the whole striving, are all shattered by his hand. The first word that comes in response to the inquiry is therefore the termination of conflict. Peace is not something that is negotiated between parties. It is imposed directly by the breaking of the weapons under the hand of YHWH. From this decisive opening, the draw unfolds a coherent movement that spans the appointed season. The remnant is promised a full prosperity. The seed will be prosperous. The vine will give its fruit, and the ground will give its increase, and the skies will give their due. And I will cause the remnant of this people to possess all these things. Verse number 17775. What had been a battlefield is transformed into fruitful inheritance for those who remain in the covenant. The promise is not of partial relief, but of complete possession. The seed planted in faith will prosper. The vine will not withhold its fruit. The ground will yield its increase. The skies will contribute their due. And the remnant will possess all these things as their inheritance. Timing threads are woven throughout the draw, and they speak directly to the question of today. There is the one who waited until the elder had spoken. Verse number 22161. The first things were delivered as received. Verse number 32303. Now you see the deliverance that YHWH has accomplished. Verse number 6422. After 2 days there is movement into Galilee. Verse number 29246. The one who attended to the words declares, see, there was none of you that convinced or that answered his words. Verse number 22169. These are not abstract or distant times. They are marked moments in the flow of events in which something specific is to be seen and received in the present hour. The waiting has concluded. The delivery of the first things has taken place. The seeing of the deliverance is now. The movement has begun. Light and joy break forth where darkness or burden had been present. The Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor. Verse number 23274. The one who bears indignation because of covenant violation is brought out to the light in order to see covenant faithfulness. Verse number 17424. Age-lasting sacred joy is given to them because YHWH loves judgment and because he will make an age-lasting covenant with them. Verse number 13721. Covenant standing is placed repeatedly before the one who inquires. He will receive the sacred blessing from YHWH and covenant faithfulness from the Elohim of his salvation. Verse number 18296. The mountains of Israel will sprout their branches and yield their fruit to my people of Israel, for they are soon homeward bound. Verse number 16360. The first fruits of our dough and our priestly offerings and the fruit of all kinds of trees of wine and of oil are to be brought to the priests to the chambers of the house of our Elohim. Verse number 24234. The beauty of YHWH Elohim is to be upon us, and the work of our hands is to be established upon us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. Verse number 19472. Even where opposition appears in the form of a hardened spirit that will not let passage. Verse number 6422. A bad spirit from YHWH upon Saul as he sat with his javelin, while David played music. Verse number 9328. Laughter and scorn from all who see with the shooting out of the lip and the shaking of the head. Verse number 18261. A prophet not accepted in his own country. Verse number 28117. The experience of ambush like a bear lying in wait and like a lion in secret places. Verse number 22780. And hands that become faint and a heart that melts. Verse number 12631. The text consistently answers with deliverance. Forgiveness is extended even when they know not what they do. Verse number 29024. The life is ransomed from destruction and crowned with goodness and compassion. Verse number 19637. The repeated call sounds to wait on YHWH, who strengthens the heart and who is the health of the countenance. Verse number 18350. Verse number 18628. Verse number 18337. Do not fear, because I am with you. Verse number 13234. The integrity of the upright will guide them. Verse number 20763. Covenant truth is to be bought and sold, not. Verse number 21136. This draw is classified as a strong anomaly, and all gates pass. The Dominion triad, which gathers the themes of identity, inheritance, and priesthood, registers at 833.3% of the genre-adjusted baseline. This stands as a 5.45 sigma departure from what would be expected under chance alone. The guidance detection indicator records an extreme anomaly with a Fisher-Cheese squared value of 84.96 that yields a probability of 9.69 times 10 to the negative ninth. The convergence confidence index crosses its threshold at 93% with all channels active. The deterministic verdict is yes, affirmative. The probability of yes equals 99.8%. The probability of no equals 0.1%. The probability of unresolved equals 0.1%. These markers do not generate the message that the text speaks. They certify that the unified voice of the draw is speaking with a clarity that is non-random and covenantal for the inquirer. The Father's message for you today, grounded in the surface text of these verses and confirmed by the statistical markers, is therefore this: I am the one who breaks the arrows of the bow, the shield, the sword, and the battle. Verse number 19163. Every instrument of warfare is being shattered by my hand. This is not a partial action or a temporary truce. It is the termination of the conflict itself. This is the appointed season in which the seed prospers, the vine yields its fruit, the ground gives its increase, and you, as part of the remnant, are to possess all these things. Verse number 17775. The battlefield of the past season is being turned into the fruitful field of inheritance. Receive the sacred blessing from YHWH and covenant faithfulness from the Elohim of your salvation. Verse number 18296. This is the standing that belongs to you in the covenant. Walk in the light, gladness, joy, and honor that I set upon my people. Verse number 23274. These are not distant hopes, but the portion appointed for this day. Wait upon me, be of good courage, and I will strengthen your heart. Verse number 18350. Do not fear, for I am with you. Verse number 13234. Hope in Elohim, who is the health of your countenance, and who ransoms your life from destruction, crowning you with goodness and compassion. Verse number 18628. Verse number 19637. The integrity of the upright will guide you. Verse number 20763. By the covenant truth, and sell it not. Verse number 21136. Even when indignation must be borne, or when opposition rises in hardened spirits, or in scorn, or in ambush, I will bring you out to the light to see my covenant faithfulness. Verse number 17424. I make peace. Trust in my age-lasting covenant, and receive the age-lasting sacred joy I have appointed for those who love judgment and walk in covenant truth. Verse number 13721. Receive this word in the present hour. This is the word for this day. Pause for 8 seconds. The verses drawn in this Shield 17.9 session were number 19163, Psalms 76 verse 3. Number 17775, Zechariah 8 verse 12. Number 22161, Job 32 verse 4. Number 32303, 1 Corinthians 15 verse 3. Number 23,274, Esther 8 verse 16. Number 6,422, Deuteronomy 2 verse 30. Pause for 6 seconds. This concludes today's interpretation under the Shield Protocol.